know, since there is not a lot to talk about, and your boy is trying to be consistent on this promise that I made to be more consistent with putting up videos on this channel, I'm going to talk a few random topics, thoughts that's on my head. Some of this stuff we'll dredge out a little bit more. We'll flesh out a little bit more on Live and Level Gamers podcast later on tonight. I'm pretty sure you see a thumbnail. I know you see what I asked above or below Miyamoto. Yes, all this is about to be talked about here for a little bit, and then we're talking even more in more depth on the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Right now, you're watching a prelude to Gears of War 4. This is not me playing because I'm on my phone, folks. I don't have the footage with me, but I do have the game. And I know that a lot of people was concerned that Coalition wouldn't be able to pick up the reins and take this IP to higher heights. They were concerned that, since the people that originally made it, which was Unreal, I forget what the name of the actual developers was, but I know I know Cliffy beat them. I don't know. I can't remember their name. I don't really care. But anyway, since Microsoft bought the IP and put it in the hands of Coalition, a lot of people was concerned that, Gears of War would not live up to its predecessors, the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the Judgment, which, I played Judgment. It ain't as bad as people tried to make it sound and seem, but, it wasn't as good as 1, and and 2 wasn't that great to me. 3 was okay. I liked 3, but Judgment wasn't better than those 2 games in my opinion. But let me tell you, folks, yeah, yes, yes, and another yes. Coalition killed it, bro. And I ain't even through. I'm on the second act in the game. And we haven't even got into the story pretty much at all. Right now we fighting a whole bunch of robots. I don't want to spoil the story if you playing it. Just know that the first act is very good. Very good introduction. First of all, the graphics, as you can see, is very polished, very good looking game. And what you're watching here, like I said, is the prelude. This is just explaining how we got to where Gears of War 4 is going to start. So this ain't really Gears of War storyline. This is actually telling another story that links to the Gears of War 4 storyline. So that's what you're watching right here. So you're just playing different soldiers, telling out the sequences almost like Judgment, Gears of War Judgment. I think that's what the name of that game. Yeah, I think Judgment, something like that. But it's like that. You're just playing different characters, different soldiers, until you get up to the point to where you at the current situation and you meet the son of Marcus Phoenix. Marcus. Anyway, so dope. I'm loving this game. And then me and my son got on, and he's a Gears fanatic, and we got on and we played. But dude, just the first villains or enemies you meet, you run into, the robots, and it's just a lot of newness. Like, they have these things called trackers. And they look like, if I was to describe them, they look like Samus when she rolls into a ball, and they seek you out, and then they kind of come out their shell and they like a transformer, and they begin to spin, and they detonate when they're around you. Another thing I like with the robots, that's the cog. If you know anything about that, it's a lot going on. I don't want to reveal the story, but when you're shooting these robots, when you put them in critical damage, instead of just blowing up right there, if they close to you, especially the bigger ones, they will rush your party. They'll rush you and try to detonate in your facility to either bring damage up on you or you know, damage around you some kind of way to bring more harm to you than just blowing up just to blow up. So it's really dope. It's really dope. And I'm enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Like I said, oh my God. So yeah, I'm enjoying Gears of War 4. Coalition did their thing. Right now, this is the game I enjoy. The storyline is great. Another thing, man, the graphics is really top notch, bro. And this is what I was trying to explain in my last video when I was saying Nintendo IPs, I think Nintendo need to go realistic. It's this type of, I want them to have more games that have this type of flair. Not surrealism, but realistic, yet it still has over-the-top anime, like an anime touch, but it's still realistic at the same time. Like, I really can't describe Gears of War artistic direction. I don't know how to classify it. I'm pretty sure my boy D2K could. He can probably describe and articulate better the art direction with this game. But anyway, I've been talking about Gears of War for a while. Let's change subject. When I went to pick up this game, I'm dealing with a new store that's a new gaming store in my town, and there's a little mom and pop. It ain't really a mom and pop. It's a young dude that owns it, but he owns two. He owns one in the neighboring town, and he has one in my city. All right, and he really deals with retro titles, and he gives you good trade-in deals. Well, I didn't really want to pay for Gears at the time. My money was tight, and in between pay periods, really didn't have the money to get it when it came. So I was like, man, I'm gonna trade some games in. And yeah, I think if I told you guys what I traded in, y'all would scream blasphemy, right? Because they are some, I have a lot of Nintendo product in my house, ranging from GameCube, I got a lot of Nintendo stuff in my house, man. And I got to thinking, man, why am I collecting all this stuff? Why am I holding on to all this stuff? And I got to thinking, is the nostalgia wearing off of me not with Nintendo and their IP, but with trying to hold on to the past, trying to hold on to everything that I had back then, all those games. I'm looking at my shelves, I'm looking at the space that I have, I'm looking at my wife looking at me like, why are you holding on to stuff you don't play? It ain't like you hooking this stuff back up. It's taking up space. Your kids don't want it. They ain't looking to play it. My daughter ain't looking to play it. My son definitely ain't looking to play it. I'm not hooking it up. It's collecting dust. It's stored decent. I mean, it's not in nothing I have is in bad shape. It's just the fact that I'm not a collector. Why am I keeping all this stuff? And it made me think, when I pass, I'm not going to be able to take none of this stuff with me, right? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be able to take none of that with me. And I'm not going to I have someone to pass it on to, but I'm pretty sure they don't really want it. So I got rid of some stuff, actually some GameCube games, just 2. And I got enough off of those 2 games to get this game. That's how much dude is really, he's really giving when you bring in retro titles, especially some good ones. And I got thinking, do I really, and this probably give you an idea of something I traded in, do I really need all these Mario games? I know that's blasphemy, folks, I know, but you know what? I'm getting older, and at this point, the nostalgia in that aspect is wearing off with me. I really don't care about keeping this stuff no more. I love gaming. I did say I'm a casual gamer. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm really not a true blue casual gamer, but I'm not as hardcore as I used to be. I'm somewhere between core and casual. I don't know where. Sometimes I'm casual, sometimes I'm core. Like right now, I'm really playing because I got a game I want to play. So it's kind of making me think I'm really not casual. It's just the games that I want to play, that I like to play, ain't available to play. All right, so yeah, I think my nostalgia is wearing off. I got rid of some I got rid of some titles that y'all would probably want to reach through the screen of whatever you watching this on to slap your boy Levelhead up. Y'all really would. But you know what? Yes, I did it, and I don't care. Let's go to the next topic. I would love to see some of my favorite YouTubers actually talk about the NX and why we are being forced to wait so long. I would love them to be a little bit more transparent, a little bit more open with their feelings, not being concerned about what folks are going to say, what their fan base is going to say, and just be open and be like, man, you know, if this is egregious to you, say it. I'm not going to say no names. I'm going to leaders in general, but, you know, I follow a lot of prominent Nintendo YouTube channels, and I enjoy a lot of their content, but I noticed that some of the more prominent are some of the staples in this community kind of seemingly refuse to really touch on why we're waiting so long and their feelings about it. Like, are they happy with it? Are they, you know, I would love to see how they feel, but, you know, that's me. I think it'll be a good thing to get their thoughts on it. You know, you know mine. I'm just open with you. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm ready to hear more about. Excuse me, I feel like I need to drink water. This game, you know what I mean, this system. So I would love to hear some of these more other channels, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know, like myself and even more popular. I would love to get their take, honest take on how they feel about this long wait for information. I'm loving what Nintendo Osha is doing. I like the opening. It's funny to me. It's joy. I agree with him. But the way he do it is funny. I love it. and I tell him to keep it up, man, because it makes the wait more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Or more tolerable with that, you know, other people are feeling the same way, but the parody and the acting he doing is fun. I enjoy it. And I would love to see other folks be open and transparent while not bashing or nothing, but I would love to get their take, right? So that's that. Now, this is the last topic. I'm not going to touch on it too much, but I am going to dredge up the topic, and I'm going to bring it because I believe it's time to bring it up. Miyamoto. Is it time for Miyamoto to step away from gaming? Maybe not entirely, but take his hands off a little bit more than it is at this current state. I got to thinking about, you know, he's a legend. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, game developer in gaming up to this date. He's the GOAT. He's the Michael Jordan. He's the Ali of gaming. Well, Michael Jordan, Ali, Mike Tyson, Kobe Bryant, and all the rest who were great had to hang it up, folks. They had to put down, you know what I'm saying, and yield to another person, a young buck on the block. They had to yield over that their time was up. Their time at the top was up. Some, you know, lingered longer, but I don't want to see a 45 Miyamoto or like Jordan when he came back in a 45 shirt or jersey. I want to remember Miyamoto and his greatness, and I've been noticing that Miyamoto, and I know a lot of people like, this is so egregious. It's the truth, though. It is the truth, and you know Levelhead is going to bring that truth. Miyamoto is, yeah, bro, his hand's been on some bad stuff lately. And the more I read about things and the more I notice where his hands have touched, it ain't all been good lately. And it's saying that a person is past his prime and it's time for him to possibly step down. This ain't no knock at who he is and what he is in this legend. It's just, maybe it's just time for the man to step back and let somebody else step forward. I look at what Anuma said about Zelda and stuff and the changes he has made. Would that have happened if Miyamoto was at the ham and other things. And I know folks will find a way to justify Miyamoto's presence, but I'm asking you not to do that. Don't do it. Don't do what you want to do when you want to do it. And really honestly look at, is it time for Miyamoto to step away? All the greats did it. LeBron is the greatest right now in basketball, NBA. He's going to have to step away. Peyton Manning had to step away. Tom Brady is going to have to step away. That great man, that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, eventually is going to have to put the football down. Miyamoto is old, folks. He has an old way of looking at games. I'm not saying that he can't contribute wisdom to young bucks, but it might be time for him to step back. And we would talk about this a little bit more on the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Make sure you check out fulleffectgaming.com. I'm going to leave you on that cliffhanger. I'm just going to leave that in your mental. I know y'all, probably a lot of y'all upset. I can see the comment section being like, Level, you had went a bridge too far with Miyamoto. You would touch the legend. No, I have not. I'm saying if we want to remember him for who he is, it might be time for the man to step away and let someone else step in, like an Enuma and other individuals. Let them have Enuma, basically said him and I. It's out there, folks, that he hard to work with, man. I'm just asking a real question. I don't know. I feel like I stepped into some boo-boo. But you know me, I don't mind doing it. But anyway, check out fulleffectgamer.com. I've gone long enough. This is your boy LeveledHead signing out. Till next time, folks. Deuces. And stay tuned for the Live and Level Games podcast tonight. Deuces. Peace.